helping UGC to create game content. The exact way we are doing it is that previously when you want to create some characters, for example, you will have to create it like from scratch. You will need to be an artist and have that graphical skills. But nowadays you can just type a prompt and then it will create some kind of a model for you. And then you can adjust from there. This approach has helped UGC greatly because previously building game is a difficult task. It's a heavy undertaking. You need someone who can code. You need someone who can do game design, and last but not least, you need someone who can do the arts part. This is very difficult, but now AI helps with a lot of these. The challenges lies in the fact that when you have all of these, that means a game can be built by many creators at the same time, right? It's
What do you think? Will it essentially, because everyone can do it, do you think it will create, because you have, as you mentioned, thousands of characters being built, thousands of developers, do you think it will create some influence, a huge number of products that no value, or do you think some value can be created?
Well, I definitely believe that value can be created, right, in UGC, but one challenge is in the incentive structure. Because previously games were built by big gaming studios. Of course, they own the game, they own all of the benefits and profit.
Right.
Now, when you have multiple parties, you have multiple creators, how do you do the revenue split? How do you ensure that all who contributed to the game project, they can get their even share so that they're still motivated to contribute, right? And even for the gamers, right, now, it seems the gamers are contributing to the success of the game. How do you kind of contribute some of the profit back to the gamer community? This seems to us to be a great challenge that is new and that is emerging. And that is exactly where Web3 technologies can help.
Amazing.
If I can add to that, I think one of the challenges is that generally AI takes very large computational resources, right? And there could be a challenge of bringing those computational resources and that data, that big data that it's processing on chain. So that also presents itself as a little bit of a hurdle to overcome.
Guys, I just want to address the audience here. I can hear a lot of noise coming from the right hand side here. Okay. Keep in mind, I've been on this panel twice already. Right? I was a speaker. And it's extremely disrespectful, in my opinion, if someone's talking and speaking, trying to educate, prepared, maybe hasn't slept tonight, okay? And very nervous and wants to do well, and someone else is talking over him, right? If you want to have a conversation, we have Crypto Arc over there. You can have a conversation. It's fine, but please, let's respect the guys here, okay? Yeah, thanks so much. So Anas, you are part of the Arts DAO, you're in the hub in Dubai. But I want to ask you, how do you think Dubai in particular can be, it's an innovation hub right now, but in terms of this movement of AI and Web3, how can it be more compelling? What do you think?
I think we should address, for the benefit of the audience, what AI represents as an innovation, right? Generative AI represents data points which are capable of creating additional data points. That is the whole reason ChatGPT changed the world in different ways. At Arts DAO, we have been investors across multiple different projects, and many of them are integrating with AI in different ways. The most exciting thing that I've seen is, number one, the recreation of different types of worlds, as you've addressed. Right? AI allows you to build metaverses without the need of using manual labor, so to speak. AI allows you to recreate and create content, user-generated content. So if we look at the crypto space is driven by the attention economy, very much. If you think about how anything drives attention, it's retail-driven in many ways. Using AI and generative AI to create content in different ways is massively changing the way in which brands can reach their audiences. So we have the recreation of products in metaversal spaces. We have the recreation of the distribution mechanism, which is the user-generated content. And on my side, we also have the art, right? So Arts DAO, we've invested in a lot of generative art, CryptoPunks being one of them, a lot of art blocks. These types of assets were initially not considered to be AI products, but in some way we can consider them to be a type of AI product because they are designed by code. And they're designed in a way that makes them, there's a huge collective attraction to them, right? A Fidenza fetches 71 plus ETH. CryptoPunks go for millions. And these are, in a sense, AI generated. So, I think just to answer your question now, we are seeing a hub being generated around the culture here across user-generated content. The recreation of assets through metaverses and art, which I think is fascinating.
Awesome. So
if I can just add to that, I really like the way you put that, and it really puts things into perspective. And some more examples that I see locally on the ground are really coming from the government level, top down. So what we see here in the UAE is that the governments tend to lead by example, especially when it comes to innovation. So some of the industries, for example, that have been touched by AI and have been, where AI has been implemented, is the transportation sector, for example. So the RTA, the Roads Transport Authority of the UAE, has implemented an AI to analyze when people, at what timings people swipe their NOL cards when they go into the buses and the metros and the taxis, and have enabled adjustments to the bus calendar and the metro schedule based on those swipes. We've seen American Hospital in Dubai start the region's first AI-driven research lab. And back in COVID, this AI-driven research lab was used to analyze patient data and was used to analyze how the state of certain COVID patients, and was helping to predict which ones would need to go into the ICU, and then enable the doctors to also take action before it gets too serious. So these are some of the sectors that we see have been affected. Similarly, so real estate has also been, there has been some AI implementations within the real estate, IoT-powered homes. A lot of the real estate that's coming up in 2024 will be smart homes driven by AI technology as well.
do you mean you can actually have a view of the house kind of digitally? Or do you think AI will be realistic there?
Not just that, I think it goes more so into the, let's say for example, the water systems, electricity systems and so on, analyzing the usage data, suggesting downtimes and so on and so forth.
That's amazing. I actually didn't know that traditional kind of sectors are so heavily, hospitals, being implemented and integrated into AI. Probably should think about AI startups at some point. But I want to address, Cristina, a question to you. So I think you certainly are a mapping expert. So I just wonder, what do you think how this AI Web3 collaboration can be, how to promote, right? Maybe there's a certain use of social media, right? I think everyone probably who's using Instagram seeing how the pictures are being changed now, of high school sort of, you've probably seen it, right? And so I think it's definitely influencing social media, right? But how is it going to influence marketing? How is it going to influence the promoting? Are we going to be seeing just typing in a few sentences and we can create a successful marketing campaign? What do you think?
I think ChatGPT and AI in general has been very helpful for marketing. However, it's very important to have a human behind, because as humans we know how to connect with our audience, and it's something that the machine barely knows how to do until now. Knowing the values of the audience, understanding what they are going through, and using those insights to add this data into the AI is very helpful to create successful campaigns. It's something that can help to save time, but also can help to create new ideas. So now, if you use AI, instead of having a team of 10 people, you can have a team of 3 that understand how to use AI, and they can do even more than before. So it's very important to educate yourself in how you can use this tool for anything you do, and if it's marketing, even more, because it can save a lot of time. And also, now we see these trends that you mentioned, and people follow that. And this is how companies can go viral. And this is how, if somebody wants to sell a product, can design a trend that everybody use and then, sell a lot of more than before. So we still need humans, but also we need to understand how AI can add value to the brand or the community or the product. And with these two, we can create trends that people want to follow, and understanding more who is using social media, because now we see more Gen Z, and they are totally, their mindset works totally different than millennials. And it depends who is your audience. You should, understand how to use that. We also see something on LinkedIn, which is more for millennials and people who are more older. There are some tools where you can just press a button and the AI will read the post and create a comment. So you can create. You can create more engagement because it's how you build a relationship with people, right? Online, in LinkedIn. So what you do, you engage with their posts, and now you can do it more often because you have this tool. So we all can be aware on how we can use AI in whatever we do, and then try to make it more automated or try to hire somebody who can do it for us. So that's how you can do it faster and more efficient.
Amazing, thank you.
I wanted to add to this in one sense, and maybe it's a controversial riff-raff on what you've shared, but the Turing test is a question as to whether a machine is sufficiently human-like that one can't tell the difference, right? And it's a very interesting test that you've seen. There's a lot of films that assess it. Now, I have a question for the audience. How many people here believe that you can tell the difference between an art piece made by a machine and an art piece made by a human? If you can tell the difference, can you put your hand up? If you can. If you can tell the difference between an art piece created by a machine versus a human being, can you say with 100% accuracy, this art piece is made by a machine, this art piece is made by a human?
Does it have a human hand?
The thing is, the question is rhetorical, right? Because the truth is, the answer is probably no. Very recently, the National Geographic published a number of photographs that were taken of several different leopards. There were 3 of them. Nobody could tell that one of them was created by a robot, right? And the same thing is happening across multiple realms. So the question here is whether humanity is still relevant in a future defined by AI. This is a very, very important question, because we should ask ourselves, if robots are capable of creating art, which is fundamental to the human existence, the human condition, art represents how we give meaning to the world, right? Now, if robots can do that, then they most certainly are capable of selling. They're most certainly capable of leading, right? I am the CEO of Arts DAO, but it's possible that a robot could replace me and potentially be more charismatic than me if I am not needed in a physical location, right? There could be a charismatic, robotic metaverse or visual representation of me that is more charismatic because it has learned from the data points of humanity all over. Now that is a really interesting position, because that also integrates very well with Web3. The whole concept of DAOs in Web3, a decentralized autonomous organization, technically envisions not having humans being part of it. An organization, imagine every institution as a DAO, a government as a DAO. It interacts with a smart contract. It links, and payments between banking institutions are done via machines. When you go to a bank and you deposit money, there's no human in the back that is inputting anything. The accounting is done automatically. This is an interesting world to envision, and that, I think, is the ultimate kind of reflection of Web3. When Web3 represents a decentralized world, which if integrated with AI, could represent a decentralized world without humans. And that's what I just said is a bit of a controversial statement.
No, it was great. I think we all can agree that no AI, charismatic or not, can replace an ass for sure.
Yeah. Just want to add, quickly add 2 cents from the gaming sector. There's an interesting anecdote. So previously, in some SLG games, to help the gamers feel good and so that they pay, there are many customer service people who will be there, pretend they are gamers, but actually we are all just accompanying you so that you will pay, right? We are all your minions, right? But nowadays, these customer service people are no longer needed. You just need 100 AIs who will be beaten by you, who will be your lover, who will be your rival, and then you will happily pay. So that's the interesting thing.
On the gaming side, wasn't there not so long ago an AI that beat world champions of Dota 2 or something like that?
Exactly, by OpenAI. Yeah. That was, amazing stuff.
So with ICP.Hub GCC, what we aim to do is support developers to build the ecosystem. And what we found is that a lot of founders have an idea but don't have the technical expertise. So what we did is we took the OpenAI ChatGPT, we trained it with all the developer tooling data from ICP, which there's plenty of, all the GitHub links and so on and so forth. And now this chatbot is able to generate smart contracts for you. It's able to give you a whole crash course on ICP and support you in building whatever product vision that you have with the tech, as like a tech support AI basically.
That's amazing. I just want to go back on the, do you think that gaming will be changed with AI? Do you think players will still exist? You know, if I, for example, were going to become a player and I'm going to integrate the AI, do you think gaming will still be in play?
Well, absolutely, not only gaming, but entertainment as a whole, and social even, because previously when you play games, when you socialize on social media, you thought you are talking to humans, right? Then that satisfies your needs. But it seems this is no longer needed, right? For all of your needs, dating apps, social media, all of these, it can be replaced, other than the cases whereby you need a physical presence, right? Everything virtual, everything cyber native could be replaced and could be revolutionized.
I have a point to add on this. So at Arts DAO, we own Bored Ape, and with Bored Ape, we had access to the Bored Ape game. I forgot the name of it. And what we did for our communities, we wanted to get to the top of the leaderboards, right? And so we had various members of Arts DAO participate in competing with this game. Now what we noticed was very interesting, was that people at Arts DAO, certain people began to hire certain other people from other countries to play the game for them so that they could rank higher. And certain other people who were hired were using AI tools to play the game. So you had a chain of command where you have the aristocrat, so to speak, who hires the serf, who hires the mule, right? In this case, the AI is the mule, who is managed by the serf, who then reports to the aristocrat, which is a very interesting dynamic. Apologies if this is an offensive term to use, but I'm thinking about it in traditional terms. But it was very interesting because folks who won and scored very highly were those who exercised AI. So if we take this example further, right, we can imagine a world. The thing about gaming and AI, gaming and Web3 is that the utilization of tokens, the utilization of play to earn, etc., is conducive in a way to a world where AI will win. Right? If I'm playing a game like Axie Infinity, which is a turn-based game, and I win tokens for that, etc., I'm better off using an AI tool to maximize my wins than actually participating. And the game then becomes less like a game and more like a farming mechanism. So that's another thing that's maybe controversial about how AI can affect gaming, in my opinion.
Amazing. I just want to move on, and Cristina, maybe you can shine a light on this. You know, I want to go more from the global standpoint, but more into regional, and perhaps maybe country-wise. But you know, particularly for my bit, right? We actually split everything regionally. You know, we have CIS region, kind of, Russia, the post-Soviet bloc. We have MENA, Arabic countries. We have Asia. We have, Latin. Okay, so that's how we do business. That's how we, divide and conquer, basically. But I wonder, Cristina, what do you think, what kind of countries are going to be, the most, the key in this movement? Do you think it's going to be Dubai? Do you think it's going to be, somewhere in Europe? Or do you think it's going to be US? Silicon Valley, they're investing so much money in this. What do you think?
It's a very interesting question. Seeing how each country is taking this new technology, I think the most important part is the basic, is the regulation, is how they implement the regulations and the law to be able to bring more startups. And I think Dubai is doing a great job on that. They just opened their AI and Web3 campus, and in this particular organization, they are helping entrepreneurs. They aim to bring more talent from all over the world. Whereas in Silicon Valley, we know that they have been always creating new products. They are tons of developers there building all the time. So it's a very different scenario because in the Middle East, we have a lot of capital. Now we see that. And in the US, they do have capital, but also they have talent. So I think it's a very competitive place. And the one that will lead will be the one who first put the rules clear and allow people to use it. And not only to the customer, but to the entities. I think B2B is where the technology should go first, because I think we are in the Web 2.5 era where we can use a blockchain, but we don't know that we are using it. So the interface and the user experience can be Web 2, and then the back end can be Web 3, can be blockchain. So I think when the rules are clear, that will be the country or the region that will win.
So I have a lot to say on this because the local ecosystem is very close to my heart. We've been building in it for quite a while. And I think something that's definitely noteworthy to mention is that Dubai did not start to be an AI hub this year. Dubai was ready for this move. In 2017, the Ministry of AI was established over here, just across the road over here. You've got Coders HQ is there as well, which is an entity that focuses on educating the youth of the region in the emerging technologies and AI tech and Web3, you name it. You've got the AI ethics board set up over here as well, which is looking at how to regulate the AI industry, how to regulate what is the do's and don'ts of that industry. And to the point that Cristina mentioned, the Dubai AI and Web3 campus is an initiative that was actually initiated by the Crown Prince himself over here. And it's a way of supporting, from the DIFC, a way of supporting Web3 and AI companies to establish over here. And the point that she made being that the B2B part of it all is, it shows from the example of the FinTech Hive, which is another incubator that the DIFC had launched previously, where they enabled FinTech companies to partner up with the financial institutions. Similarly so now with the Dubai AI and Web3 campus, it's bringing these Web3 and AI companies in there, into that ecosystem, and also enabling them to develop corporate use cases. And that's where the real scalability comes in, I believe.
I agree. I think, certainly in Eurasia, I think Dubai is going to be the main hub, and it has been. I moved here from the UK. Now everyone beforehand thought that London, it's a financial hub. Everyone's going to be moving there, but it hasn't done so well for the past 5 years, and now everyone's coming here. Right? We see, Asia, we see Russia, we see Europe, we see Africa, we see now Australia, all coming to this particular spot. So I'd like to, first of all, let's have a big and loud round of applause for our speakers. Thank you so much. So much, actually, I myself learned so much. And I want to address the crowd. We got some more people who came over here. I just want to ask, who's here, possibly maybe some of you are the experts. What do you guys think about how AI and Web3 is working together. Maybe some of you actually have integrated AI into Web3.
I see someone in the crowd that's actually building an AI Web3 integrated startup card right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you wanna take a mic?
Yeah, please.
Yes. You can stand up.
So what we are doing, we are building a marketplace for pre-trained AI models and giving an accessibility of AI models among small startups, even as an API. So for example, if an AI model is an expensive thing, people can't afford it. We also provide AI as an API, so an individual or a small startup can even afford to utilize the best of the technology at a reasonable price. And that is, everything is powered by ICP, so it is all decentralized. So we, as a company, are on a vision to decentralize AI and through blockchain, through Web3. And there is a lot of potential of AI Web3 integrations. A lot of people have not mentioned here, but deepfake is such a technology which requires blockchain integration, because a lot of issues of trust and fake videos coming in. And if it is powered by Web3, I think a lot of new areas, a lot of new trust factors can be created. Only thing which is missing right now is, authority. How AI would be integrated